Hey everyone. Years ago, I created a Defender drone build with the Ravenous and Catharsis. I loved the build, and ever since then, I've been working with other combinations of exotic weapons and exotic gear pieces. I've had success with those, and I wanted to also show you those builds today. The first build I started was with the Ravenous and Catharsis, and between the Ravenous and the Adrenaline Rush talent, you can get 100% of your armor as bonus armor. So on this build with 1.3 million armor, you can have 2.6 million armor. With that build, you get 45% amplified damage from the Catharsis, heals based on 5% of your armor that are infinite, and also status effects purges, all from the Catharsis. The Catharsis is great with the Defender drone because the Defender drone allows you to take more hits, allowing you to get even more heals with the Catharsis, and the Catharsis sustains you when you're fighting. This is the first build I made, and it has protection from elites. If you have 6 full protection from elites mods, you can have 78% protection from elites. I have 76. It has crit chance and crit damage. The other builds I'll be showing are a PvP version with foxes and contractors and a piece of Gila for more armor. I'll be showing gameplay of that. Here are the stats for those: crit chance, crit damage. You can also have hazard protection with this build using Cavalier. You can have full hazard protection if you have a piece of Yaw and Cavalier, and you can still get healing and amplified damage from the Catharsis. I use this for fighting cleaners in the new DLC so I don't lose my armor from their purple flame. You can also use the builds with armor regen. You can use it with the NinjaBike backpack with 3 armor cores instead of 2 with the previous builds. And I use them with protection from elites mods to make me more tanky. And of course I'm using the Defender drone in all these builds, giving me 68% damage reduction from damage I'm being hit with. In these builds, I'm using the Artificer Hive to keep my drone up. These builds have 6 skill tiers, which allows the Artificer to keep your Defender drone up. In this build, I have a high amount of protection from elites. And in this with the NinjaBike backpack, almost 90%, 90,000 armor regeneration per second. With the NinjaBike backpack build, and in the other builds I'll be showing that have armor regen, you can have either headshot rolls or crit chance rolls, so you can use either the Ravenous or the Bighorn, or the St. Elmos, or you can try the backfire. I've also tried these builds with marksman rifles because they come with headshot damage, but I prefer the Bighorn when using it with headshot. You can also use the Defender drone with Perfect Companion and combine that with armor regen like in this build. Or you can go for a version with crit chance rolled, which I have done and tried, and use St. Elmo's or an SMG, or even something like a Police M4 with something like preservation, although I do prefer using the Bighorn just because of the 150% headshot damage you can get with it. In the builds I'll be showing, I also have the Tardigrade and Provocator chest piece with armor regen to sustain me. You can also use it with the Provocator to get 25% damage resistance, although I prefer the Tardigrade because you get 80% of your bonus armor for 10 seconds. In that 10 seconds, with the armor regen on these builds, you can get 40% of your armor back during this time period, so you and your teammates are protected when you lose your armor. I have gameplay of that I'll be showing. And here's the version of the build that I made without the Ravenous that you can use for face tanking. It has a Provocator because I find that's necessary if you're not using the Ravenous and you wish to face tank. And this version has headshot and armor regen rolls. Alright, now enough about these pieces. Here's some gameplay. This is with the first Defender Drone build I made with the Ravenous and Catharsis. In this fight, my teammates and I started in the safe house, and once I ran out, I was able to get these rogues to stop firing at them, focus on me, and give my teammates a chance to kill the rogues while they're focusing on me. Here's another clip of that original build with the Ravenous and Catharsis. I'm getting hit with the Oxidizer, getting hit with the Elite Hive. During all this, I'm getting amplified damage, status effects purges, and healing from the Catharsis. I find that protecting from elites is great when using the Defender Drone because it adds to your tankiness. In these builds, I'm using Brazos to give me an extra armor core because of the skill tier that the 2-piece grants. It helps me being more tanky, accept more damage, and still fight. This is the original Defender Drone build I made years ago. And here's the build in PvP. Using foxes, contractors, still with the Catharsis, and a piece of Gila for more armor. I'm using Unbreakable on the chest piece to add to my tankiness. In this build, I'm using the Provocator chest piece, but you can also use it with the Tardigrade. It's the version I showed with armor regeneration. This is Retaliation's gameplay. I'm able to take damage while my teammates focus on with shooting. With the armor regen versions of these builds, I can get at least 45% armor regeneration per second. With the NinjaBike backpack version, I can get 90%, 90,000 armor regeneration per second. In the previous clip, I had the Provocator chest piece. In this one, I have the Tardigrade. And it was great because I didn't have my Defender Drone at the time, and the Tardigrade ended up saving me. And then I was able to pop the drone, get bonus armor from the Tardigrade, and continue fighting. The Tardigrade would have been great in this clip, because when I lose my armor here, I would have had 80% of my armor as bonus armor. And I would have gotten 40% of my armor back after that bonus armor went away. It also would have been great here because my teammate wouldn't have been down, causing me to have to revive him. The Tardigrade would have also given 80% of my armor to him, so we would all have been able to fight. But here I was testing the Provocator chest piece. with the Ravenous and Defender drone. In this clip, I'm using the Tardigrade, and we get attacked by a kill squad. We get overran by NPCs in the kill squad. I work on what's flanking us while my teammates continue to fight. At this time, one of my teammates loses his armor, and the Tardigrade gives him some of my armor. Right there, one of my teammates loses his armor. But we're still able to fight and get the kill squad. Here's a Bighorn version with Defender Drone and Armor Regen with 45,000 armor regeneration per second. You can get about 5 million DPS because of the Bighorn and the headshot rolls on the build. This uses the Provocator chest piece to allow me to take less damage while I build Bighorn stacks and focus on what's shooting me and drop it. The Bighorn was a weapon that I wanted to try because the Ravenous was just working too well for me and I wanted to try something different. I also tried other weapons, but with face tanking, with the Defender Drone, I found the Bighorn was the best. I'm still able to face tank and survive, and have without compromising DPS. Not using Ravenous, but I can still take a ton of damage. Here's more gameplay with the Bighorn, Defender Drone, and Provocator chest piece. I'm able to tear through all these enemies while my teammates focus on them as well. I'm able to take damage and deal damage. $5 million DPS with just the Bighorn and a few headshot rolls, and 45,000 armor regeneration per second, and 1.3 million armor, and 60% of my armor is bonus armor from a drone rush. This season you can get overcharge with your Defender Drone, giving you 98% damage reduction. This gameplay is almost done. It's a lot of it, but I've been collecting it lately just because I wanted to show you how great these builds are. Those are the builds I wanted to show you guys. The last one is with the Bighorn and Provocator chest piece with armor regen and headshot rolls. It has 55,000 armor regeneration per second. These builds have a combination of protection from elites, damage reduction, and armor, and even bonus armor if you're using the Ravenous, and either crit chance or headshot rolls depending on what weapon you want to use. If you like these builds, be sure to check out the other builds on my channel. I have one for the marksman rifles with the Achilles pulse, decoy, and NinjaBike backpack that can also be used with the Nemesis. I also have some for the mosquito pistol and either the Catharsis or the NinjaBike backpack. The mosquito pistol allows you to draw fire to your shield while either hunters or other enemies work on your shield, so your teammates can focus on them. And I use that for countdown and summit. If you like these builds, be sure to subscribe to my channel and share these with other people so they can find out about different ways to play the game.